hospital for about 20 years.
Standing at the nurse's station, and suddenly a friend of mine and I were watching the monitors, and a man came walking up the hallway from the emergency room, and we both saw him at the same time. You could see a bright light, you could see white pants, but as we waited at the nurse's station, which he would have had to cross, there was nobody there.
You kind of have a feeling when you're first walking in whether or not you want to come in, and then secondly, you're kind of drawn in.
Provoking the ghost, saying really bad things and yelling at him. She walked into one of the rooms and ended up getting scratched, and we heard her yell. She removed her leather jacket, and there was a scratch went all the way down.
We got to talking about ghost hunting, and he told me that he owned a hospital building in Yorktown and he wanted to sell it.
Right into one of the doors that was standing open, because I felt like I actually was kind of tilting over, and I have
Good out here, and there's just something about the hospital that's very mesmerizing.
It's really cold feeling, and I noticed a gurney up next to me. That sounds kind of weird. I haven't really seen anything, but I've heard of lots of stuff. I guess it all depends on what you're looking for.
At the very beginning, we were interested in the paranormal activity in the building, and we wanted to document it, and we started hosting paranormal research groups or paranormal investigation groups, and just about every month since I bought the building, we've had at least one or two groups of people come in and look for evidence of paranormal activity. And it's been quite an exciting experience for more than probably 200 people that have investigated the building this year. We did have a run about every weekend that we had groups coming in, although it was a little bit slow other parts of the year. I think for the first year it's gotten off to a good start, and we'd like to see this site blossom because I think it has a lot of value to people that are looking for a unique paranormal experience, and we welcome anybody that wants to come share this site with us and share the experience.
My name is Joanne Rivera, and I'm an associate here at Yorktown Hospital. My friend Phil Ross, who's the owner, and myself found this hospital last summer. We were in search of unique properties, and a friend of Phil's happened to mention that he had an old supposed haunted hospital in Yorktown and that he was looking to sell it. So of course we made an immediate drive down here and climbed through windows and snuck around the building, checking it all out. We were interested enough that Phil went back and spoke to the owner of the property then and negotiated a deal for us to buy the property. So since then, we've been doing investigations and some film work here, and the hospital seems to have a lot of paranormal activity. There's a lot of activity here. The room that I guess bothers me the most is down by labor and delivery. It's the cleanup room. Just really feel a lot of negative, very active energy there.
Based on some of the stories that I've heard here in the hospital, there's been several sightings of a very tall man that looks to be looking through the glass inward when the people are actually looking when they're inside the hospital looking outward. I think this place is haunted.
Right at that moment, probably about 30-40 feet in front of him, a man walks directly across the hall. Not looking at him, just goes directly from one room right to left and into this other room. Well, at the time he's thinking, aha, I finally got him, because this man appeared as clear as day, as any human being would look, and he's thinking that I got him trapped, and immediately runs down to this room because he's going to tell him that he's going to call the authorities and everything. And right as he enters this room, he looks around and he realizes there's nobody in there.
Okay, my had a nun that ran this place. She kind of built it up. She's here for 22 years. They believe she's still in this office. This was her office. I'll show you her bedrooms upstairs too.
In 1951, and it was run by the Felician Sisters, which was a group of nuns, so it's an extremely religious setting.
It's the nurse's station. During one of the investigations, that phone rang. This phone is not hooked up. There's no phone lines.
Okay.
How long did that happen?
That was when Nick's 96 was here.
Okay.
There's a very large chapel compared to the size of the emergency room even. The chapel is just gigantic. I've never seen a hospital that has a chapel bigger than the emergency room, but
Gurney's at, and we heard a noise, and we said, if that's you, we'd like to see you. And maybe 10 seconds went by, and he walked out of this door, just right at us. And you could see good, you couldn't see his face, but you could see every outline of him. And my girlfriend and kid got up and ran. So when we got him back in, got him settled down, I said, thanks. I was real appreciative. I said, thanks. That was cool. Could you do it again? And we heard the same exact noise. It was like something getting tossed on the floor. And then he walked right out. There was no delay. He just walked out, but this time fast and at us.
So you physically saw him?
Twice.
we heard about construction workers that were trying to fix the place up at a certain point, and they were scared away. They were staying here while they were fixing the place up, and they were scared away by noises, screaming, banging, footsteps.
When I looked at them and looked back, he was gone.
So he comes out to about a certain
He
point
got
and then
to
vanishes?
about right here before they got up the second time. The first time he walked out and he got like here, and they were gone.
And they never came back, so this place ended up being abandoned for a long, long time.
Describe to us what he looked like.
All you could see was that he was taller than, he's tall, thin.
Okay.
I mean, all you could see was his outline, but you could even see his shirt flap when he walked out.
How was he dressed? What type of clothing?
Not doctor.
Okay, like
Just-
a regular?
Yeah, just
He wasn't
regular
wearing
person.
scrubs, in other words, right?
Okay.
And there's been a lot of deaths here, needless to say. This is because it's a hospital.
There's still a lot of equipment in this room now.
Yes.
Can you see in there?
You should take a look at it.
There's quite a bit of stuff in there.
There's a morgue table.
I've taken a lot of paranormal groups through here, and there have been numerous people that have seen things, seen apparitions.
We did autopsies on it. Not in this room,
The
though.
autopsy table.
Yeah, autopsy table. That wasn't done in
So have
this
equipment
room.
in the back here too as well.
Yeah, the x-rays here. And got the little things you light up to see your x-rays.
Okay, yeah.
The x-ray tech was in here.
How come still all the old equipment is here? It just was abandoned?
Right. Outdated.
They've gotten a lot of good EVPs in the basement. Some really crazy stuff. I've had one group that came through and got an EVP that said, "This is the gate to hell."
This is emergency room entrance. One of the spirits that we think is here is a guy named TJ. He died of a drug overdose many years back. His friends brought him and they put him on this ramp here, the emergency room entrance. And whether they rang the bell or not, who knows, but the nuns didn't find him till the next day.
Another group that came through and they got somebody saying, or asking for water in Spanish. Someone was asking for water. So I don't know if that's related to the hospital or maybe the land beforehand.
See, if it was after hours, you'd ring a bell for service, but they don't know whether the nuns didn't hear it or the guys just didn't ring it. But he laid out there and died.
I don't know. There's in the nursery, there's also been EVPs of women screaming and the sound of babies crying and also the sound of small children.
Still, I feel I've seen something running around this hearse out here, but I don't know if Tim or something that came with the hearse.
A psychic say, you know, I'm being choked. The other psychic said, I am too. And I was really taken aback because the whole time I had taken them through, I was feeling pressure on my throat and I was starting to feel lightheaded.
The time I ever came to this building, I came here to look at it for Phyllis to see how structurally sound it was. And you can hear like a respirator in this room. It was the middle of the day.
Like this.
Right, exactly. That's the one.
We've had, I've taken tour groups through here and had doors slammed on me upstairs. I've had people see what I think may be someone that was left from the time that this was a drug, alcohol, and mental rehabilitation center.
In here, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a heat exchanger off the roof or something like that. It was, I never.
Yeah, can you guys smell that?
Yes.
You can smell that, right?
Yeah.
And this hospital's been abandoned 25 years.
This smells like a heat intake.
Where someone was left overdosed on the backloading dock by the emergency room. And I think that may be the spirit that's seen a lot in the basement.
And we're looking at this machine. We're standing at the nurse's station, looking this way, and there's it looked like a vibration coming off this machine. It had rained the day before, and I said there's a puddle of water in there, and it's probably the sun coming in hitting the water. And so just to prove it to my buddy, I walked down here, and when I got like right here, I wasn't expecting that weird, but I got here and I just kind of put my arm out so that he would be able to see that the shadow. All right, so I put my arm out and it was like reaching into something. My hair just started standing up.
Dr. Noversky, who they called the butcher.
And he goes, it's behind you. Whatever it was, it's not there. It's behind you. Whatever it was like a big vibration.
And it sure isn't from this machine.
Like a
it's been off for
shimmering,
while.
like something shimmering on
Right.
this, right?
Right.
Like
But
something
it
from the
moved.
movie Predator, like
Right, kind of like that
visualization.
movie, yeah.
He was working here well into his 80s when the hospital closed down. And people were not wanting to come here because he was very old and it was kind of a, if in doubt, cut it out kind of situation.
You know, he bought those teeth. Real teeth.
Well, it smells in here too.
Anyone need a tooth?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. I think that's
They're
probably the
both-
prettiest thing in this hospital, right there.
That is pretty.
Who would have a jar of teeth? Why would you keep them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's strange. Very strange.
See, they still have the books with the old methods.
Yeah, but you look at some of those and it's like, no thanks.
No, thank you all. It smells really bad in here. Like
Feces.
He may have inadvertently killed a woman who was brought in with a copperhead bite.
interesting. The place is so cool.
Sorry. Oh, and the reason that we're sitting here is that at the very end there, that window that's black right now, there were no lights on and there's an outside light so you can see if there's somebody in that room walking around.
Okay.
Well, that's what we were concentrating on, is we're looking and we're watching two people walking around in that room.
I don't know if he had overdosed her on painkillers or anti-venom or what, but there was a lot of stories going around about this guy, and people didn't want to come here anymore. People wanted to go to Cuero where they could depend on the health care.
So we weren't even paying attention to here. And I'd already walked from here down to the nurse's station and it stopped. And I came back and we sat down and sure enough it started again, but we weren't paying attention to that until I heard the noise. And it said, if that's you, can you come out? And it did.
That's what I did.
This place closed down, and Dr. Noversky, he died shortly after the hospital closed down, and his grave is up the road at Holy Cross Cemetery.
Is it true that people have heard screams
Yeah, I've heard.
in this labor room here in the
Yeah.
maternity room?
I don't know if it's this or this, the end one down here, but at night, I can call my girlfriend. I have Verizon, so they're not everywhere, so I got to get up on the roof, right, to get, out. And I've been standing up there and heard the scream. The scream I hear is a little kid.
Okay.
But, they've heard screaming.
I've heard women screaming.
Women and, kids. But I've never heard a woman, but I've heard that kid scream.
Got a bat in here, or a bird.
It's a bird. But all the stainless was here, the stove was here, dish room's still there. This room has the shadow people in it.
Okay.
And they attacked a medium or psychic, whatever.
So
We'll definitely have to
this
come
would be a
in
good
here.
room to come in tonight when we do investigation.
But be respectful when you do.
We usually don't mess with stuff.
What type of things do they say happen when we get a time?
I'm not even sure. I know, upstairs is a totally different story, where the lady got, torn to where she had to get stitches, but yet she's wearing a leather coat and there wasn't nothing wrong with her coat. But her arm required stitches. I'll show you where that is.
Was this another investigation team or?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, so, and
10:42, and today's date is July the 18th, 2009. Now we're kicking off our Yorktown investigation.
The equipment itself is still left here. So, even that says a lot for itself, the essence of the whole idea of, the hospital's here, still here.
Here we have, from what I understand, this used to be the maternity ward at Yorktown Memorial. The place that we heard was sometimes you can hear women screaming down here. And if we can possibly debunk some of this, try to see if it's possibly headlights coming in. Some of this through some type of debunking process.
For a long time, they said a lot of babies that were pushed in, they stitched in their names and the dates that they were born, and it's still here.
So what's the story with all these dolls in here? You see all these dolls?
Well, I think the owner brought them in to keep the spirits company.
Some of these are creepy looking.
Some of them are very creepy looking.
I can't see anybody wanting to spend time in this room, especially at night.
So is there anyone in this room that would like to speak with us tonight? If so, please speak into our recorders.
It sounded like kids outside.
If there's anyone here that would like to speak with us, now is your opportunity to come forth and communicate. Are you at peace here? Can you tell us if you're at peace?
Okay, you just moved.
The recorder back in my pocket. Here we have the room right across from the nursery. I guess it's the storage area. Down this way.
Anybody comes in here seems to get strange feelings.
See, there's a shadow again. Saw the car go this way and the shadow went with it, so.
They were claiming that many people had seen things that seemed like two figures standing here. Let me see if we can bring something out here. So we do ask that you do come out, you try to communicate, show yourself to us tonight. Somebody told me that this area, this maternity ward, happens to have a lot of activity going on. The story is with the shadows, we're pretty high up right here. This would seem like it's on ground level, but we're not. We're actually, it looks almost like we're 2 stories up right here.
So basically, this the whole place was up on a level, and it's like when you walk in from the front, it's level, but then it comes up higher.
Look how high they are. And there's no trees blowing up.
Yeah, it looks like we're on the 2nd floor.
So these shadows, that's not, the road is going that way.
Well, I still think it's a possibility because we need to make sure that we rule out every opportunity, every possible. And then we can head back down. Okay.
Now, this table in here is creepy. This table here in the maternity room.
Yeah.
You know, can I tell you something funny? When we here earlier today, about an hour ago, I took this top part and I lifted it up like that.
Or did you?
I left it like that. Now, all of a sudden, that part is down. And I don't remember anybody coming down.
That's something we'll have to ask Mike about. Maybe he came back through here.
We'll have to see if we can roll that one out.
We're finding anything going on with the other in the hall.
Sounds good.
What room is this?
I think, what does it say up here?
It's empty.
What does that say?
It says sterilizing. So there's a
Sterilized.
yeah.
Tour earlier, I think he
Yeah, this is the sterilizer.
told us about this.
I think he said something about this room that they took a picture or something, and this was the only area I think that they could pick up or something. It's 98 degrees in here. Their instruments back in the 1900s. They have a sink over here.
What was that noise?
Okay.
This hospital has several levels.
See if we can open that door.
Okay.
If there's
This
anyone
door
in this
kinda, I
room.
don't know, this door kind of gives me the creeps. Something like that. That sounds like something out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Let's listen to this.
Very loud.
This is down. What we heard of the man that appears out of here, for this guy, he might appear to us, come out of this room.
They've seen several apparitions come out of this
There's
room.
like an autopsy table in there.
Right?
Let's see if we go right here. See if we get him to show himself.
What's that?
What was what?
It almost sounded like writing, like scribbling on a piece of paper. Oh, weird.
We're calling out to the man that's been seen down here in this section. Can you like show yourself to us? Come out of one of these rooms and show yourself?
Is there anyone here? Can you come out and talk to us?
Can you make a noise? Something to confirm that you can hear my voice. Can you make a noise, please?
I heard that noise. Did you hear that?
Seconds later.
Hank, was that you?
No,
Okay,
Okay, I just heard a noise.
I know. I'm going to bring it out again. Can you make that same noise again, please?
Just for the record, I do hear dogs barking outside.
Yes. You can't even make a simple little noise or repeat the same noise you made a moment ago.
It came from that direction. We were just there. I know this sounds silly, but I hear like a clock ticking. Like there's a clock somewhere. You know, the round clocks with the face and the ticker.
That is the kitchen. I do not like seeing that. We heard a noise back here. Can you make that noise again? Hey, come on out. Don't be afraid. We've bit digital recorder here, and I should be able to pick up your voice. It's electronic voice recorder.
Must be the pantry. Keep all the food. I should have this walk-in refrigerator.
Yeah.
Door, these doors.
Did we mark the doors or anything?
I don't think so.
Can you knock on something like, can you knock 3 times like this?
Don't be afraid.
noise or pick stuff up or move something? Does it take a lot of energy?
You know, you could use our energy to manifest. Can you push one of us? Or tug a shirt, pants, anything? Move one of these buckets here on the floor? If it's possible, please.
You know what I wanted to do? Shut that glacier.
No, it's really quiet.
Can you do that again? Can you make that scream or that whistle? Hey, let me try something. See, even though this stuff was not here originally, sometimes an entity will attach itself to that object and follow it. So maybe it might be attached to one of these dolls. Stuck it in the incinerator, so. It'll light you up. It's totally harmless. Glass. I don't know go into there. Because there's wood on the floor, probably nails, and I'm just a ghost hunter. We're here to learn stuff about you and your time, and what your life was like. If you have something to say, you can say it. Maybe we can do that. Just sit in the hole. Yeah. We just kind of get away from that window. Kind of get it dark. I want it dark.
What's on in the middle?
What was that? Somebody there? Come on out. Come on out. Where are you? Shine light in there. I can't see.
Who was that?
I don't know. But it was freaking loud. Man, that's a big. There's so many metal too. Man, that's a mess. I'll tell you what it is. A lot of stuff we don't know what fell. That's the only thing that's.
I don't see anything on the floor.
Are you wanting us to stay in this area to talk to you? That makes it harder than investigation.
Is this? Or you could try to see if you can debunk it. Here. Show the light in here.
No, it was louder than that. Yeah. If you're trying to get her attention, you got it. No reason to be afraid. We're here to work with you, to talk to you, learn about you. Go ahead and check your light off real quick, man.
We're in like pop squat. Don't be afraid.
Does that take a lot of energy to do that? Is that why you can't do it again? The only thing is I don't like standing in doorways. When I took training, the worst thing to do is stand in a doorway because they can throw something through. So I kind of stand to the side because if something does come through, it's not going to hit me.
Okay.
Did you hear that? Like something's up above us.
Yeah.
Let me check that quick.
What's that? Did you drop it?
No.
No.
There was more.
There you go, a little toy.
What?
Yeah.
So what happened? I mean, what do you think it was?
Probably like a wood, but we tried to look around, there was nothing.
I mean, what took place?
Well, I think it was trying to throw it at us.
Okay. There was a paranormal group here at Yorktown, and one of its members, a male, was engulfed by a black mass down here in the basement, right in this spot. And supposedly this spot right here, it involves a lot of witness accounts of something happening right here. And we're going to go ahead and, Roma, I guess, try to figure out, let me try to get to the bottom of it. Let me try to call this thing out. Is that water coming?
Right next to us, there's a...
Hold on a second. I don't know if that was coming on the control station, but it sounded like two voices.
Yeah, I heard two.
Is there somebody down here with us? Can you make a noise, something to confirm your existence to us? You know, we're not afraid of you. We're here tonight to try to find out more about you. To show us what you're capable of. Show us what you can do.
Hey, I'm having a problem. Something's pushing the camera. I can't hold it up. They keep
Pushing the camera.
pushing the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
You sure it's not your arm?
I don't know, but it keeps pushing over to the right, to the left. My left.
So you're feeling a force on the camera.
Yes.
Are you pushing on the camera right now? Are you attacking our cameraman?
There was one particular instance at about 1 o'clock in the morning. We had been sitting down at the nurse's station where we had our DVR monitor set up and our 4 static cameras, wanting to go down into the morgue because the first time we had come to Yorktown Memorial Hospital, we helped introduce it to the public, and there were a lot of people there and there was a lot of contamination of evidence, so we weren't really able to get a lot of evidence at the time. So that was our whole idea and concept about coming back to Yorktown, to be able to decontaminate and find out what's really there, to the basement. Dan and I, went down there and only took electronic voice recorder because at the time our cameras were in use. So it's the rule of thumb in the paranormal world. If something's going to happen, you won't have a video camera available. Down in the basement, Dan and I, approached from the left to the left-hand side from the hallway instead of going right where all the other guys had gone before. And I kind of felt eerie in there. It was really creepy. And we started an electronic voice recording session. And I didn't expect to find what we found at that time.
Down here with us. Can you announce that you're down here with us? Can you walk so we can hear you? Footsteps. I want to hear footsteps.
Or maybe you could touch Dan or touch myself, just to let us know you're here. Is that you?
No.
That's not you?
No.
Okay. Or maybe you could touch Dan or touch myself, just to let us know you're here. Is that you?
No.
That's not you?
No.
It was right here by side of him, right here. It's right here. On your right. It's right here on your right. We're just trying to confirm that there is something out there. Did you used to be a member here at the hospital? Were you a patient? Go ahead and thump. Okay, you were a patient. Did you used to be a member here at the hospital? Were you a patient? Go ahead and thump. I thought that was you. Okay, thank you for responding again. Can you tell us if you were a patient? And if I get the right answer, can you please respond by just making a noise? Okay, we'll be very still. Dan and I won't move. Okay, I'm going to stand right next to you. If I get the right... Okay, thank you very much. If I get the right... Okay, thank you very much. So you are a patient, correct? Just be still. The bottle's over there. Okay, we see the bottle. Thank you for throwing it. Are you a patient? So I guess we got it right, because that was the first thing.
That was great.
This is the most paranormal.
That noise, honey. I'm not going to...
Honey, the bottle's right there when you threw it.
That noise.
Look at it squished.
That noise is the same loud noise like what we heard in the basement.
Did you die down here, maybe? Stop it, Dan. It said yes. He said, I heard that with my own. Well, I heard it with my ears. It said yes. Stop it, Dan. If you're a female, go ahead and throw something or make a noise. If you're male, go ahead and make a noise. Yes. If you're a female, go ahead and throw something or make a noise. If you're male, go ahead and make a noise. Whoa. That was noise from over here.
Follow.
Okay, that's all right if you want to follow us. That's okay. Maybe you're lonely.
I gotta get some more water. I gotta drink like 10 of jugs. Hey, you guys go back. You want to go get some water?
This is freaking amazing. I've never had that experience happen to me beforehand. This is not a pleasant place, okay?
It happened down here.
Be careful. This time
You haven't been in here, right?
Okay, come here. Let's come over here and show them where the plastic bottle is.
This plastic bottle got thrown all the way across this room and it looked like crap.
Here's the plastic bottle
Right
here.
there. We were standing over there and it flew from Mike over there over here.
It was loud and it went
It bounced off the damn wall. It sounded like...
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
that.
Okay.
See what happens again.
Are you still here? I have no focus.
Where?
Okay, I got focus now. If you're still here, please go ahead and make a noise, just like you did last time. I mean, I understand you're down here and, sometimes you don't want to be bothered. But, we're not going to be here too much longer, so we thought we'd just try to come down and get it on tape. That way, everybody knows that you're here and that you have something that we need to do. So are you still down here making noise? Does the light bother you?
Are you even in here anymore? Are you following us?
I just got a shadow on the tape.
Behind you?
It's moving in front of you. It's still moving. Are you still down here?
Oh, quiet.
Yeah, it's very quiet. Man, it was all over the place. all the way back. Yeah, this is me. We started our session off by just asking general questions like we always do. Is there anyone here? Would like to come out and talk to us? And then I started in on some other basic questions that I thought might be relevant to the hospital, such as, are you a patient here? Are you a doctor? And in one particular instance, I asked, are you a patient? And we got a disembodied knock or tapping noise. And at another particular time when I asked the question again, we heard stomping or footsteps right near us. And I had asked Dan at one point also, I remember hearing an answer to one of my questions, and it was yes, very clearly in my ear, and it was so close to my ear I thought Dan was probably playing a joke on me. But when I turned around and said stop it, he told me it wasn't him.
Gives me the conclusion that there's more than just paranormal, it's haunted.
We have also experienced noises, voices.
Over there, the nurse.
Well, they're here. I mean, even though we're standing by this distance.
Okay, wait. What was that? Was that you? Okay. You're freaking me out. Stop that.
Are you gonna be okay by yourself?
I'm skipping over there, the nurse.
Well, they're here. I mean, even though we're standing by this distance.
Okay, wait. What was that? Was that you? Okay. You're freaking me out. Stop that.
Are you gonna be okay by yourself?
I'm
skipping. The church is So what were you hearing, Vic?
I don't have to hold it or something. Nope. The button in the middle turns it off.
I don't have to hold it or something.
Nope. The button in the middle turns it off.
After 3 years of investigating the paranormal, and my husband's been doing it for over 10 years, this was the first instance that I can say and use the term haunted. We don't use the term loosely. It's a word that comes up just very rarely. Usually we say paranormal activity because we cannot confirm it by any other sources or means. So in this particular situation, not only do we have electronic voice phenomena on tape answering our questions directly, but we had the physical experiences as well by several different investigators. Not only that, but we seem to capture light anomalies on video, and also our equipment was reacting quite strangely. So with all of that together, we can safely, and in our opinion, reiterate to the public that we think Yorktown Memorial Hospital is very haunted.
Yorktown Memorial Hospital, we encountered a very unique experience. In all my years doing paranormal investigation, which has been about 10 years or so, never really encountered something as unique as what we experienced. Very rarely do you encounter the type of paranormal evidence that we encountered at Yorktown. It's only a very small percentage of the time, only about 10%, that investigators get the types of things that we got. The careful analysis, our team does a very stringent debunking process when we go into an establishment. It's because going back with all our experiences, we want to rule out every possibility of natural occurrence. When we were in Yorktown initially, things started happening. We started our debunking process, and we actually did debunk quite a few things. There were lots of shadows seen that we did debunk, but at the same time there were some other shadows that we saw that we really could not debunk. There also was lots of electronic voice phenomena. We picked up just loads of EVPs inside Yorktown. A lot of these EVPs are very extraordinary, as you can see on this video. We use a stringent analysis of all our evidence. Safely say that the evidence that we collected is extraordinary from a paranormal perspective. The experiences that we had in Yorktown, just from a personal perspective as a paranormal investigator, were very extreme. We honestly did not know how to react to a lot of these things that were happening, because these are not everyday things that occur to paranormal investigators. Based on all our collective analysis of all the evidence that we gathered from Yorktown Memorial Hospital, we could safely say that it is very haunted.